What's up, everybody? Friday, we're a little late. I had me a doctor's appointment. And of course, as we all know, those never start on time. And they never finish on time. You get there early and people get there after you, but they get seen before you, and I'm just thinking here. So, I'm not going to say who it was, who I saw, what it was for.
The last time I went to the doctor, I got up and left.
I was close.
It was, I don't know if you remember, but it was like I scheduled my appointment for after work. It was like at 4:30, so I was like, oh, I'll schedule it for 4:30. I went in. I sat there until almost 6 o'clock. There was nobody else in the waiting room for an hour and a half. It was just me. I was the only person in the waiting room.
That's insane.
And I stood up and I was like, went to the receptionist. I was like, how much longer am I going to have to wait? I was like, there's literally nobody going in or out. Like, there was no movement at all. And she was like, well, we're really busy and backed up. And I was like, with who? And she was like, well, there's patients back there. I was like, so these patients have been sitting back there in those rooms for an hour and a half, like I've been sitting out here in this lobby? She was like, yeah, unfortunately. I was like, I'm over this. I'm leaving. I was like, just cancel my appointment. And I haven't been back to that doctor since. There was a brand new doctor too. The first time I went was amazing. He did blood work.
Yeah.
It was kind of like getting my annual physical, and I went back in to go over some stuff with him. And basically all he was going to tell me is I need to increase my greens. Because I had our other doctor friend look over my stuff, and he was like, you just need to eat more vegetables, Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Get that cholesterol right.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Cholesterol was a little high.
I figured as much.
He was like, eat more salads.
Eat more salads, but not too many. What's up, guys? I'm Jim. This is Chris. We are the founders of Demons Behind Me. We're going to share a story today. Somebody's Demons Behind Me story. Somebody close to us. One of our newer brand ambassadors. One of our volunteers from incarceration. Chris, I hope you're okay with us sharing all that information. But he's been super helpful and just an awesome guy. To be part of Demons Behind Me and sharing this message. We're going to share his story today. It's his Demons Behind Me story. Every Demons Behind Me story is a little bit different. Demons Behind Me can mean many different things to many different people. We share these stories because somebody is going through something similar. They may not know how they're going to make it through. But hearing about how Chris made it through his issue is going to bring that person some hope. Especially if they thought that there was no way through. Well, you can hear how one person made it through. That's one way. So we're growing the hope. We're giving people a chance to look at things a little bit differently. If you have a Demons Behind Me story, share it with us at demonsbehindme.com under the Resources tab. That Resources tab has a lot of great resources. But share your story, help someone. All the stories get read. They get posted to the blog that's below that. And there's hundreds of stories out there. If we choose yours to read, we're going to send you a $25 online gift card to demonsbehindme.com as a thank you.
Yeah, you can use that gift card for whatever you want towards your purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, when I was going through the stories, I didn't even realize this was our volunteers until after I printed it out, and I had to ask.
Nice.
I had to ask Nola. I was like, "Hey, what was Chris's last name?" And she said it, and I was like, "Well, it looks like we're going to read his story today."
That's awesome.
I remember him telling me he was going to share it with us. So the fact that he actually, followed through and sent his story to us, I think he even mentioned that, if we want to read his, he told me it was fine. So I really appreciate Chris sharing his story. Stories that people send to us. It's probably not the easiest thing to sit down behind a computer and type out, what you went through. Some stories are super long. Some people really condense them and try to get straight to the point. But like you said, people sharing these stories. First off, I think it's a really good stress reliever for them. It helps them get a little bit of anxiety or whatever they're going through off their shoulders, off their chest, get that monkey kind of thing off your back. But the fact that they do share them, it does help other people as well. We've had multiple people over the years let us know that, they go in and they read these stories. They love the fact that we share other people's stories. It lets them know that they're not alone, and it helps us build the community that we're trying to build with all of our followers and friends and supporters.
Yeah, awesome. We want to create more conversations about stuff we don't usually talk about because isolation does not help. Trying to take care of things on our own doesn't help. So once we share that story, we invite other people into our story and create an opportunity for other people to support us, which is ultimately what I think it takes for us to get over any type of hardship. So we share these stories every Friday. We do our best to share them. We also answer questions that you guys have or comments, so hit us up in the comments section. And we talk about any new product that we have going on or any events. What's up, Ken? We are good, man. We're hot, but we're good. I bet you can relate. Thank you, Mr. Hobbs. Appreciate you.
What's up, Ken? Haven't seen you in the store in a little while, so I think last time I saw him was a few months back. So good to swing in and say what's up, Ken.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, Cliff? How's it going in Tennessee? See you in a couple weeks on my fantasy football trip.
Man, we gotta get dialed in.
I know.
First football game last night.
I know. I watched a little bit of it, then I got bored. I'm not big on the preseason games, so.
No, I get that. Ken, we got our high vis stuff coming next week, so you better come by, man.
Yeah, we also just got a alert. I don't know if you saw it or not, but we will have a lot of the Great White and the Incredible H short sleeve button up Wednesday, 16 boxes.
Amazing.
Finally, on their way.
Well, while we wait, so the one flannel that we've sold more than any flannel in the last 12 months has been the Raven flannel, the black with the subtle purple lines. So Chris and I were talking, we said, well, how do people wear this in the summertime? Well, we create this.
It's bright.
She pops. Ooh. This is that lightweight, performance stretch material.
Soft.
Yeah, super soft, stretches, doesn't fade, doesn't shrink. Got the little logo here, got the logo on the bottom. These are available now at demonsbehindme.com. We just got those in. They're the same makeup as the Great White and the Incredible H short sleeve. So it's a great product. Limited quantities. Get yours now, and you have something to wear till it's a little bit cooler out.
Yeah, these things are nice. They're sharp. Even like what Jim's wearing right now. These things.
Oh, yeah, the polos.
Polos are moving too. I need to go swing a golf club and act like I know what I'm doing.
Let's go this
on.
Maybe the driving range tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe. Charity's getting her hair done.
My wife's out of town.
Oh, nice.
Let's go. Let's go.
Anyway, Top Golf. That's my favorite place. It's not really.
I like Top Golf.
It's not really a driving range.
Yes, it is.
But it's
Shut
still
your
fun.
mouth.
It is. Yeah, we can go there. I like
Great snacks.
Oh yeah, great snacks.
Best snacks.
Great cold beverages. Always a good time there.
Yeah. Well, then you stay cool.
Yeah.
If we go to my driving range,
We will sweat.
you're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we set up a little Top Golf thing.
Yeah.
You got JJ with you this weekend or
No,
no?
man, just me and Jay.
Oh, JJ
Bachelor
likes.
pad.
Yeah, he likes swing the club. Let's take him out there and watch him. He can be our DD for the day.
Bam. Let's go. So we got this just dropped. Hit it up. Raven, lightweight, 4-way stretch, button up. And then we have 2 new hats. The two-tone skulls have been going extremely well for us. We just keep adding some new colors. Hopefully it'll fit your wardrobe well. We got the orange and the metallic black. You can just barely see that black thread. And then we have the bright green.
Yeah, my hairline's going backwards, so I gotta keep wearing my hat. Yeah, we did the bright green, neon green and black with metallic. We will be bringing this one to Louder Than Life. Louder Than Life's actual festival colors are neon green, black, and I believe they got a little red in there as well. So
That's cool.
kind of doing this one for that festival. We always get a lot of compliments because we always bring bright colors to Louder, especially with the neon green. And then the neon orange and black just makes sense because that just kind of goes with our great Harley followers that like it.
I'm going to show them one other thing,
Oh,
too.
you're going to show them some.
So many people said, when are we going to come out with an orange flannel? When are we going to have an orange flannel?
There you go. There's the pattern.
Sneak peek.
Sneak peek of the pattern.
Just the pattern for approval.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's We have a lot of new stuff in the works right now. Like Jim said, the high-vis stuff will be here next week. We teased you guys with that a few months back. We weren't in a huge rush to get those out just because it's going to be, one of them is an actual nice hoodie. Very heavy-duty hoodie that's just didn't make sense to roll with that thing in the middle of June, July, and August. So, but they will be in next week. So for our friends up north that are working early morning shifts or late night shifts, those things will be out and available. And then the high-vis vests, those can be worn especially year-round. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the high-vis vests because probably snag a few of those because we're going to wear those things on load-in days. So maybe we'll get the whole DWP crew to start wearing Demons Behind Me for their high-vis.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make sure that these things were made correctly, made right. Your input when we put photos up was super helpful. We made sure we got that clip on the vest or whatever for the walkies or for your glasses.
Yeah. Got pin pockets, right?
Yeah, so the lightweight, we got a t-shirt, short sleeve and a long sleeve. So you have your standard pocket, and then we even put like 2 pen pockets over here. So it's something nobody else is doing. We just thought that was going to be important because maybe you put your notepad in here, and then you got a pen pocket, or pen and sunglasses. Super functional, Demons Behind Me branded, in a non-obnoxious way, I would say.
Right.
Class 3 and Class 2 product. So that stuff, we'll be launching that stuff next week, so you'll get to see a bunch of that. Awesome. Well, let's get into the story before we melt.
All right, it's a little warm in here. We got to turn the AC off when we're in here the way you guys can hear us. All right, so like we said earlier, Chris sent his story in. Chris was an actual volunteer with us at Inc. It's the first time we've ever had volunteers work with us. So we had Chris and we had another young lady that was with us, and they did an amazing job. Chris told me he was going to send this story, and it just happens to be the one I picked out today, so I'm going to get into it here. It says, while growing up, my biological father completed suicide after my mother left, and his girlfriend sold my brother for drugs. During the years after, my stepfather abused me mentally, physically, and emotionally. Spent my 13th birthday in a battered wives shelter on the run from him with my mother and my sister. I began using drugs and embraced the lifestyle to cope with my complex trauma, and these demons followed me throughout my life. When my first son was born, I got sober, stepped up the best I knew how, but the relationship with his mother failed, and she left with him and dropped contact for years. In 2021, I hit my lowest point when I was injured from being electrocuted and blown into a door in 2016. Put me in bed for 6 months, using assistance to walk. My then wife left me alone to work without support while I took care of my home and children. My turning point happened when I held my high point 9mm with the intent of using it to myself. The thought of my children stopped me from doing the same thing my father did. And I made the choice to get help and enrolled in college. I am now set to graduate in September with a BA in applied psychology and mental health counseling, and I am currently waiting to test for state certified peer recovery support to help others on their path to recovery from substance use, mental illness, homelessness, and reintegration from incarceration. My demons are behind me, and so is my past.
Wow.
Chris, thank you for sharing that story. I know, when we were at Inc. with you, you shared a lot of this with me, whenever we had the opportunity to kind of chit-chat a little bit, in between breaks and busy spur moments and stuff like that. So you shared some of this with me. I remember you telling me about you being electrocuted and thrown through a door, and you couldn't walk. You basically had to, was in a wheelchair even at some point, if I remember right. I remember a little bit about bits and pieces about all of this. Not the full story like you shared here with us. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I know you mentioned multiple times throughout that weekend how much your children meant to you and stuff like that. And I know you were getting stuff from us to take to them. So the fact that that you're a family man is awesome. The fact that you're still here with us whenever you could have went down the same path as your father and you didn't. That's we're glad you're here, and I know your children are too. Sometimes it just takes that glimpse of something positive, to kind of bring you out of your funk. And I'm glad that opportunity came about for you, during that low point. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Chris, for sharing your story, and we appreciate you. And hopefully, do some more events with you and have you volunteer with us in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super glad you're here, Chris. Super glad that you're part of Demons Behind Me. Super, excited for you and your graduation coming up.
Yeah.
And I know we just became Facebook friends recently, so I've seen your posts of ordering your cap and gown, and I know that you're super excited, and you should be, man. That's a hell of an accomplishment, especially where you came from. And I think that that's so important for people to understand. No matter how hard your childhood was, you can still be anything that you want to be in the United States of America. You can't do it on your own. You need the support from other people. It sounds like maybe you got that support. And, you are using your knowledge, terrible trauma knowledge, but you're using that to help other people, and that's really, really awesome. So congratulations. Thank you for sharing your story. And if you guys have a story to share, or somebody going through something similar, you can always share these videos. They're always posted to our Facebook page. They're on our YouTube channel as well. And you never know who needs to hear it. But if you have a story that you want to share with us, go to demonsbehindme.com under the resources tab, share your story, help someone. You do have to type, or maybe you talk to text now. That'll work too. Just like Chris mentioned earlier, sharing your story is helpful for you, but it's also helpful for somebody that needs to hear it. Somebody's going through something very similar, and they feel like they're all alone. They feel like they have no clue on how they're going to make it through. It may even seem impossible to them. Once they hear about how one other person made it through, that's going to give them a little bit of hope, and that hope can save or change their lives. So keep up the good work, Chris. Appreciate you, man.
Awesome. We'll share something. So we'll go real quick.
Yeah.
Chris talked a lot with us about, his graduation. It was upcoming in September. Chris is, I would say, a little bit younger than I am, and you, Jim. So one thing that I've never really shared with people before, but whenever I was going through some of the stuff when I was younger, I didn't go to college straight out of high school. All my friends did, all my good buddies, everybody was going straight to college, and I was just working in restaurants and jackbagging around, I guess, doing stupid stuff still, and just, doing whatever came about. And I didn't decide to go to college until I was 24. It literally came to the point where I was kind of stuck working in restaurants. I didn't like where I was at. I hated what I was doing. And I knew I had something better in me than what I was doing, and going down the same path of closing restaurants, drinking beer at the bar after or doing whatever afterwards, staying up till 3, 4 in the morning and repeating that vicious cycle. I graduated college at 28. And one reason I'm kind of going down this path is, Chris is probably in his, I would say, 30s, late 30s, early 40s, and he's made this opportunity as well. He's decided he wanted to make a change in his life. He wanted to do something better. And it doesn't matter how old you get or where you're at in your life, if you want something and you want a better life, then you got to go and do it yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. And the fact that Chris is getting ready to graduate with a bachelor's degree in something that he's passionate about, I can tell the whole time speaking with him how passionate he is about helping other people and trying to help people not go through what he went through. He found his life calling, and that life calling could come to you at any point, at any time. Just when you see it, you just got to grasp it, and don't ever think you're too old to do something, because it's not true. I mean, we've had multiple people tell us how they're going through college and they're in their late 40s and 50s and going to nursing school because, I feel like I'm going to help people in some way or form or fashion. Mm-hmm. So if that's what you feel and you've been hesitant to do it, pull the trigger, You know, there's no time like today. Today is the present.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta go for it sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone and just do it.
Yeah, Chris, that's a great point. The time is going to pass, no matter what. 5 years can go by, you can either be in the same place, or 5 years can go by and you can have a degree. The time will pass. So you pick what you do with it.
Yeah. We're not saying you need to go to college and get that type of degree, but you know, if there's something you're passionate about, you want to start your own business, go for it. You want to open a food truck, go for it.
You want to lose weight.
Yeah. So this is an open, broad subject that I'm bringing up. That there's no time. Yeah, there's no time like the present. So you know, the more you hesitate, the more you come up with more reasons why you shouldn't versus why you should. You know, you're always going to be stuck in that rut, and you're always going to look back and go, man, I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have done this. You know, so it's one of those things like, you know, sometimes you just got to get off your ass and do it. If you want to change in your life for the better, you got to do it yourself, and there's no time like the present. So that's kind of why I went down that road. Is, you know, the fact that Chris went and he's done this, and he's been beating his head against the wall probably for the last 3.5 years, you know, to stay in school and stay enrolled and work and provide for his family. Like, those are all tough times that really build up, you know. That's a lot on your plate, you know, especially as you get older. You got kids, you got a family, you got a house, you got bills. You know, going to school is just something else that you're adding, you know, on top of everything else. But it can be done, and it doesn't have to be done super fast, you know, a couple of classes here, a couple classes there, or however you want to do it. You know, put a little money aside here, a little money aside there. You know, start that own business, whatever you're thinking of. Yeah. So that's my preach for the day. Amen.
I like it. Well said. Well said. And if you're waiting for the perfect time, you'll wait forever.
Yeah.
If you want everything to be perfect, well, I got to do this and this and this, and then I'll be able to do this. I've heard that so many times, and I've seen that keep people from ever doing anything for so long. There will never be a perfect time. Not doing anything stupid, you know. We're not saying quit your job right now and go chase your dream without any money. You know that you got to be smart about some stuff. All right, I got to have this much, and this will support my life for this long. That stuff is smart. If you're waiting for the perfect time, you'll probably wait.
There's never a perfect time for anything, you know. And I think Jim and myself both can definitely confirm that, you know, like they're doing this clothing line and us, you know, creating what we've created. There was never a perfect time for us to do this. You know, we've told people, and I think we've even mentioned it on this podcast before, there was times where we basically gave up on this, but you guys kept it moving. You know, we tried to sell it at one point.
Yeah.
We almost sold it for
nothing.
Pennies on the dollar.
Pennies.
Just because they were like, well, let's just cash out and get rid of it, you know, hand it out to somebody else and see what they can do, you know. Yeah. And that didn't work out either, you know, and that was, you know, that was our higher calling telling us, no, you guys are stuck with this, whether you like it or not. You started it, you finish it. So that's why we're doing what we do now, and we're at it full time now, and we both enjoy doing what we do.
That's it, man.
Couldn't do it without y'all, so thank you.
That's it. It's all about you. It is hot in here, man.
Life's your oyster. Suck it.
Yeah, shuck it.
Oh, shuck it. I think it's suck it. I was like, oh, all right. That's good too.
All right. Well, we are sweating profusely. We bought pizza for the whole team, and if we don't get up front soon, there might not be any. That's okay.
Might be a bologna sandwich.
I would like to have a slice of pizza. Raven button-ups. Available now, demonsbehindme.com. Get them now. We have a limited number. We got more coming in. Who knows when it's going to come around. So take advantage of that. 2 new two-tone skull hats.
The green and the orange.
Get them. Appreciate you guys. Anything else?
No, just be on the lookout. Probably next week, I would say we're going to start the Louder Than Life contest.
Oh, yes.
So we gotta get that going. So hopefully maybe on Monday you guys will see that. If you're in the Kentucky area, Tennessee, Indiana, wherever you're at, that surrounding area, you know, be on the lookout. We're going to be giving away 2 sets of VIP tickets, and there's also 1 set of general admission but we're brainstorming. Me and Nova are brainstorming on maybe giving those away to maybe some type of veteran group up there in Kentucky. Maybe some guys that help serve us. Maybe we can serve them and get a couple of those guys there for the festival. So we're looking for, if you guys know any good nonprofits there in Kentucky that you think that maybe a good fit for us to team up with and give out some free tickets to some of our soldiers, let us know. We'll get these guys. They deserve to rock out too sometimes.
Always. Absolutely. Yeah, last big festival of the year. So, volunteers for Louder. We'll be searching for those, and that's kind of that cause, Cliff, that we're looking for. Maybe some soldiers we can get volunteering as well. Get them into the show, and I don't know, get free tickets, get them into the show, whatever. All the things.
All the things.
You guys have a great weekend. Yesterday's behind you guys. Move forward today.
Rock on.